worthless. We're choking Russia's access. The ruble.
Why didn't you arm Ukraine while Putin was putting 100,000 troops on the border, and you didn't arm them at all? You said that a little incursion, huh?
So it would have been nice if Biden said, I'm going to get Russian troops out of Ukraine, and that'll help everybody, and everybody, including us, would have applauded.
You think? But he gave Putin the pipeline while he cut ours off.
But he couldn't do that even. It turns out the Russian economy is based on commodities. It's not based on finance. It's not like our economy. Biden's never had a real job, so he did not know the difference. But it turns out the ruble has bounced back. In fact, it's now slightly more valuable than it was on the day that
Isn't that odd?
The situation in the United States, by contrast, is deteriorating fast.
Exactly.
Biden's publicist today announcing that inflation is about to get worse, and Vladimir Putin did.
It's getting richer, yeah.
So because of the actions we've taken to address Putin,
That lady is evil. She's eviler than evil is evil. She's evil. It's like Joe Biden.
Extraordinarily elevated due to Putin's price.
Look at her. You know, you could tell she's lying. Her lips are moving.
How much dumb propaganda
Exactly.
are going to believe?
Exactly.
If it's Putin's price hike, you'd have to be like a moron.
Exactly.
Our central bank
Exactly.
has made the dollar near worthless, and they've been doing this for more than a decade. So, like, if you think it's Putin's price hike, I guess they expect we do think that. But the bottom line is, Russia invades Ukraine. It's appalling. Everyone agrees. But our response to it, does it hurt Putin? No. It hurts the United States. We're the real victim here. Clint Ehrlich called this early. He's a Russia policy expert, a clear-thinking one, and we're happy to have him join us. Clint, thanks so much for coming on. I guess, you know, the state of the American economy is something that most people take for granted. Nobody ever talks about it in Washington because they all have guaranteed jobs.
They just spend the money.
It seems like we're in a much more perilous place than we were before Russia invaded Ukraine.
Exactly.
And like, who saw that coming?
What we're seeing are the results of policies that the Biden administration.
They're doing this on purpose.
The invasion, waging war on our domestic energy industry,
yes.
Having the lockdowns that disrupted supply chains, and now that we're seeing the fruits of those efforts, they're trying to blame them on Russia because they want responsibility for the harm that they've done to our economy.
Exactly.
Well, that's exactly right. And then to see, I mean, look, I'm skeptical of all sanctions against any country because they don't seem to work very well. They clearly didn't work in Cuba for 60 years. So, like, tell me why we should have sanctions again. But here's Biden saying, why crash the Russian economy? And the ruble is back to a higher point versus the dollar than it was on the day of the invasion. Like, what am I supposed to think of that?
Well, the irony is they're trying to pretend now that the goal of sanctions is not to crash the value.
It's like they want to pretend to help Ukraine. That's what they've been doing the whole time. They're always behind. We'll send you this, we'll send you always behind while the people get bombed.
Within Russia, among the Russian people. And they failed to do that. And now they're pretending that, well, it's not really that valuable because Russia's been taking measures to prop up the value of its currency. Well, newsflash, Russia was always going to do that. You can't complain that Russia doesn't play by the rules when you're waging economic warfare against them. And so they have to believe that we're stupid.
Exactly.
Exactly. The value that is shoring up the economy today is something fake that doesn't exist.
Well, yeah. And so the question, again, just to bottom line is, what is the United, I'm an American, no other passport. I think it's fair to ask, what's the effect on my country, your country, the United States of America?
Exactly, and they're not saying that. Our border's wide open, but we're worried about their border. Figure that out. Your children got to be masked in preschool, but the border's wide open. Them kids don't have to wear masks at all.
Russia remains able to wage war, and so the question is, what was the point? Why did we do it?
Well, that's exactly right.
Exactly.
It's like the COVID numbers. More people died under the Biden administration than under Trump. So tell me how this is working. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's not. They don't care how many die. They just want to control everybody.